I don't know the person who defined education as the most powerful weapon one can use to change the world. Education, the most powerful weapon one can use to change the world. Never you make light of the opportunity you have now. Never you make joke of your education. Where education will place you tomorrow is unimaginable. I told you about Hush Puppy and Invictus Ubi. Now wait for it. Two boys wearing dreadlocks who graduated from Babcock University developed a financial app known as Paystack. Those who have used mobile phone to do transfer, mobile app to do transfer, you will know of an app called Paystack. That Paystack was developed through the ingenuity of these two boys who graduated from Babcock University. This app was so powerful that it got the interest of one American investor, American company called Stripe, based in America. They came and they bought this app at the cost of $200 million. Now, $200 million in today's exchange rate is over 200 billion naira. Now, there is no scammer, there is no scamming work you will do that can get you that kind of money. What your brain can bring to you if you put it to work is unimaginable. Trust me. That is why I want to challenge you, by all means, invest in your brain. Forget about this quick way to wealth. That was what brought the disaster of Judas. That was why we don't have St. Judas today. He wanted wealth without work. And wealth without work is among the 7 social sins mentioned by Mahatma Gandhi. 7 social sins in the world. Wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, politics without principle, commerce without morality, knowledge without character, and the list goes on. So my beloved students, make the most of your education. You are in the midst of the most powerful influence, which is education. Let it not be said that in 10 years' time, when we come to reckon with this history and stories of every student here, that your story will sound like that of Judas Iscariot. Say, God forbid. Beautiful, but back it up with concrete action. Back it up with concrete action. See for a way to invest your brain, develop it, so that that weapon that one can use to conquer the world, you arm yourself with it. Do you know that during the era of transatlantic slave trade, there was a law that was made? And what was that law? The law that was made during the era of transatlantic slave trade was that no slave owner should ever teach his slave how to read or write. If you ever teach your slave how to read or write, you have committed a crime. Now, one day, a man brought home a young boy called Frederick Douglass and handed this boy over to his wife and warned the wife, don't teach this boy how to read or write. This man left and they were living with the boy. One day, the wife has grown fond of this boy, young, sharp boy, but unlearned. And this woman, secretly started teaching this boy how to read. One day, the husband came home and saw them where the wife was teaching this boy how to read. The husband was mad and furious. He turned to the wife and demanded, Sophia, why? Why are you teaching this boy how to read? You are destroying his value as a slave. Having taught him how to read, with time now, he will get disaffected with his status as a slave and he's going to fight for his freedom. Let me tell you, that statement was the most prophetic statement ever made in the world. But the man who made that prophecy was not a prophet, neither a priest. But why did I say it was the most prophetic statement ever made? Because that thing he said came to fulfillment. Because when Frederick Douglass was taught how to read and write, his brain was empowered and he looked at his status as a slave and he was like, why should I be a slave? I have 2 hands, 2 eyes, the same physical features and appearance like my madam. Why should she enslave me? And that was how that boy fought for his freedom. That in history, Frederick Douglass was at the vanguard of those who fought for the abolishment of slave trade in the world. The power of education. Please, never you see success as something you can achieve without creating value. If you create value in this world, the world will reward you with wealth and success. An American scholar called Ralph Waldo Emerson said, if you can fulfill a need, write this thing down. If you can fulfill a need, you will always be in demand. If you can do what? Fulfill a need, you will always be in demand. People will continue to look for you because there is a need you are fulfilling. Who is the best in mathematics? They call him. Who is the best in public speaking? They call you. Who is the best in this? You are called. Because there is a value you are creating.